and it's going to have a huge amount to show as we try and find out who will be making top 6 in North America. And as we come into this matchup, both these teams remain absolutely winless. However, that is about to change for at least one of these teams. Lawler, we have ourselves Out of Style versus CLG, and there's a lot of talk right now about the substitute. What do you make of Hot Wheels Sid?
Hot Wheels Sid has actually got quite a bit of history in this league. RLCS, not as much. He hasn't really had too much play time. The guys at the desk mentioned him being a player for Revival in their situation where they ended up taking 6th place in league play. And then he subbed for a long time for Selfless, who is actually now CLG. So a lot of history with the team, has been with them for a very long time. But even in the times he would have gotten to play, they still took Pluto over him.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he was the secondary sub that they had for Season 3, even back then when Dapper had to suddenly go away and deal with some I believe it was college at the time that he was receiving his degree, so of all reasons, there's good reasons there. But for Hot Wheels Sid, he's got a lot to work with here. The desk did mention that substitutes don't really have the best track record. The only times that subs have really been all that useful is with time to prepare, over zero, turbo pulse. The times we've been able to look at and just go, okay, we have a month now between the now and the World Championships. We can turn this around. But the thought process can't afford to be there right now. Both these teams are desperate for a win. It's just a question right now of who is going to be able to take it. As we get into North America, Week 4, CLG versus Out of Style. And we're going to start us off with Timmy on the ball before he gets clattered away by Epic Johnny. He's got a loose ball, and Dapper will turn it in. Early goal for CLG.
Really good start, especially for Dapper. He's been having a rough season, but needs to build that confidence here. Unfortunately, Oceania was actually in the right spot for that. He expected that to go to the corner, but unfortunately, that clear hit the crossbar, or the post, and ended up bouncing straight back out. Unfortunate start for them, only 9 seconds here. But lots of time on the clock to make it back.
Absolutely. Epic Johnny, they're going to try and want to get this back as quickly as they possibly can. Leginio with the shot on target. And that lead did not last long at all.
Really, really good for Out of Style. We talked about it. The guys mentioned it. It is the worst defense versus the worst offense. It looks like the guys here on Out of Style are going to bounce back quickly. Leginio being the major scorer for the team, starting off strong.
CLG, they have been a team this season that have been struggling for goals, but if there was a game for them to get it, it is against this Out of Style team. 5 goals per game. And that's across both teams. They've been a team that, for a lack of results, have certainly not lacked entertainment when they take the field. So now Timmy looking to try and set up. Leginio's touch will be going over to Dapper, as he looks to try and keep putting the pressure forwards. Timmy, taking his time, has got the ball, but it does get taken away by Hato, as Epic Johnny looks for the infield pass, can't quite reach it, however, and CLG moving back over, as they've done a better job of containing the ball over in the orange side. Timmy's going to put that one straight down, but there's no follow-up. The shot was not on target. Still, CLG, this is the best possession they've had, but now they're on the other side. Timmy's just stopped moving. What has happened here?
I absolutely have no idea why nobody is back there on defense. Timmy's going all the way around trying to get boost. He has the boost, but
I think he realizes he's been outpaced.
Yeah, got outpaced, but at the same time, like, if you're taking that much time to get to boost, there needs to be some sort of communication from Counterlogic Gaming just to say, hey man, I can't make it in time. Cut in. Boost is important, but it doesn't matter if the goal is wide open.
Well, we did promise goals when Out of Style take the field, and already 3 goals in just over a minute. Epic Johnny would like to make it 4, but he is denied by Hot Wheels Sid, but only for a second. Leginio will pick up his brace.
Right off the kickoff, and really well done. Look at the patience here from the team. Nobody pressuring that in the corner. No need to. No matter what happens, that's going to drop down in their favor. At the same time, CLG needs to recognize that situation. If no one's pressuring them, there's no need to hit it out into the field. Fortunate mistake for them. Out of Style. Coming out aggressive.
Come out all guns blazing, and why not? When you know CLG have had no time to prepare with Hot Wheels Sid, they're going to try and put their foot on the throat and really squeeze out a victory here. Leginio, he's got an opportunity to run onto this ball, but he will be blocked. Timmy, putting it straight over to Hato, who's going to try and take control of the ball, and he does. CLG have not been lacking for ball possession all season long, just doing what they've been doing with it. Really want to see them starting to look for each other passes, as they are doing right now. This is much better now from CLG, as they still find themselves 2 goals down. Plenty of match still left to play, as we have 3 minutes left on the board. Leginio gets the double tap, huge there from him. He's taking out 2 players, just doesn't have the resources to keep it going. Now back over to the middle. Hot Wheels Sid, called off it by Timmy. CLG struggling to get this ball out. Dapper and Timmy both committing. Hot Wheels Sid has to keep that away from Epic Johnny, who was loitering. The two steadfast players there from CLG making the mistakes into their sub that has to bail them out. Right now, out of style, happy to sit on the halfway line and just keep lopping the ball back over in the blue side, but it might not last long. Timmy putting the question forward, and now it's going to be out of style, stuck on the defense. This is huge for CLG. If they can convert this, it relieves so much pressure as we head into the final few moments of the game. Timmy looking for the setup. Lachinio hasn't got much, but no one there from CLG to capitalize. Shot from Timmy. Lachinio, though, turns it around and gets the block.
CLG had an opportunity there, but that miss on the back wall. Opportunity for Lachinio. CLG was doing the right thing. You mentioned it. That pressure up front, it bought a ton of time for Hot Wheels Sid on the back wall. Able to go and get those smaller boost pads, gets boost and brings it up. But as soon as, again, there's one mistake, this out-of-style team strikes. Up by 3 with only 2 minutes left.
And with that goal, Lachinio has reached 5 career hat tricks. It's a big milestone for that man as he looks to try and turn around the fortunes for Out of Style. This match has gone a long way of doing just that. CLG still looking to try and mesh. Epic Johnny getting the ball up high. Follow-up from Hato is going to be late as Hot Wheels Sid does take the ball away. Still, once again, CLG are struggling to get the ball out. There are no options every single time they get a hold of the ball. That's going to be an outfield pass, and Hato will turn it in. Lovely 1-2 play, and Out of Style looks so comfortable right now.
Despite Hato scoring a majority of his goals individually, beautiful pass sent up to him by Lachinio. That teamwork coming out. A lot of it just having to do with positioning in the right place at the right time, beating out the solo, and just recognizing his teammates there waiting for him. Out of Style needs a very convincing win as well. The tiebreaker circumstances and otherwise, their goal percentage differential, everything just not dominant. If they can do that here, they can really gain some of that momentum going through.
CLG, I would love just to see them testing some stuff around right now, see where they can fit in Hot Wheels Sid. This is not necessarily a Hot Wheels Sid related problem. This has been something that has plagued Counter Logic Gaming all season long thus far. Unable to click, unnecessary double commits. And so far it hasn't even been Hot Wheels Sid that's double committed.
No, he's just kind of fitting his way in. He's just trying to sit back. We mentioned it on the European broadcast a while back about how for a new player like Yukio, he just needs to sit back and let his teammates do the thing, the veteran starts. In this circumstance, Hot Wheels Sid's actually doing a really good job of that. He's just kind of surveying the field, seeing where his opportunities are, and trying to make as minimal as mistakes as possible. So far, it hasn't been on him.
To get the transition from Out of Style incredibly quick, CLG forced to rotate themselves back. Heading into the final 20 seconds here with a 4-goal difference. Out of Style are delivering a beating to CLG in game 1. But they will have 60 seconds to talk to each other and figure out what they can do to change. Because Out of Style, this has been as comfortable as we've ever seen them.
Just had a lot of time on the pitch to make those decisions. It's one of those things, when you play really, really aggressive, there's a lot of benefits to it. But for CLG, when these guys aren't making those kind of mistakes, they're keeping it pretty close.
Absolutely. Now, as Gibbs mentioned earlier on the desk, Out of Style, they need some things to go for them. Obviously, they need CLG to go and beat Ghost later on, which, you know, that is out of their hands. But what is in their hands, they are delivering upon right now. But as you look at Counter Logic Gaming, what do you want to see change right now? Because it just seemed off.
Number one, there's a lot of mistakes going on. Stuff that we especially don't expect out of Dapper. To go up on that wall and completely whiff a shot back into the middle of the net is just uncharacteristic from him. And he's had a very, very rough season, as the guys mentioned. He's like 23rd or 24th out of all the players in stats across the board. So something is going on with Dapper where he needs to figure it out. That's kind of part of the reason why this CLG team is so dominant in the past, is simply because of what Dapper's been able to do, and he just hasn't done that at all this season. And I think that's where it really starts. Dapper needs to step it up.
Absolutely. Now, as Gibbs was mentioning earlier on, we do have access to all of these incredible statistics. CLG right now, all 3 players of their main roster are top 5 boost per game. They have not been having problems controlling the field. The problem has been what they are doing with the ball when they get the opportunity. And I think we saw a lot of it there. Even with Hot Wheels Sid in the series, there's just no options. How are you supposed to get the ball out when your only option is to hit the ball really hard? It used to work, But this isn't Pro League days anymore. This is Season 5 of the RLCS. Teams have evolved.
Yeah, just one of those situations, you hit the ball really hard. Usually someone's just sitting there waiting to smash it right back in. Gotta find a way to maintain possession, and I know players, especially Dapper, have the 1v1 mechanics to dribble and buy some time for the team. Hopefully we see that out of them. Now's a good time to break it out.
Well, last game we saw a lot of goals in our opening minutes. Style would like to keep that train going as Epic Johnny actually might be able to pinch this one into net. He's going to go off the post. Style putting the pressure forward to start us off. Timmy gets the clear. He's actually got Dapper to aim for. That is much better from CLG. Execution was a little bit off, but I do like the idea. Infield pass, looking for Lichinio. Going to try to get onto that just a tiny bit more to really trouble the defense. Instead, it's going to be left for a long time. Dapper, long clear. Very few challenges coming out from either team to start us off in this game. Going to offer more and more opportunities for passing plays. And that is going to be Epic Johnny taking advantage of lackluster defense from Hot Wheels Sid.
You just look at the urgency from this team of Out of Style. Even still, Hot Wheels Sid just playing this way too lax. That ball bouncing into the corner, trying to dribble in front of his net. He should know there's going to be people trying to challenge him. He needs to do something to get that out, whether we trap it, keep it maintained, but putting it on top of your car right in front of the net is just asking for it to get dunked.
Well, that is going to be the game pause very slightly, and CLG do find themselves one goal down. And yeah, as you mentioned it, Hot Wheels Sid, he got caught out with that particular play. For me, I'm looking at this, and we obviously are seeing a lack of challenges across the board. That actually might have contributed to Hot Wheels Sid believing that maybe he had a bit more time than he did. But in a game where there are challenges less and less on either team's side, it's going to open up both these teams to very different play styles that they've really been using all season. I mean, for the most part, Out of Style, their entire play style has been give ball to Lichinio and hope that he can, which has had limited success thus far this season. But
yeah, I mean, it shows in their stats too. Lichinio is definitely the one scoring majority of their goals, but I like what they're actually doing so far in this series. A lot of it is because of the aggression of Lichinio coming in and setting up his teammates. We see that a lot where players that have a very good mechanical style or very aggressive style lead the charge, get past to someone on offense, and then the other teams follow through. So far, so good, but Epic Johnny, a lot of it has been because of his performance so far.
Lichinio backflips, didn't want to try and commit to something they knew he couldn't win. As the pass comes out, Dapper's just going to tap it all the way up. Timmy and Hot Wheels Sid both thinking better of moving forward to try and take that. Hot Wheels Sid now pass over. Dapper can't turn around in time though, and Timmy pushes it over into the corner. CLG have good pressure right now. Touch that from Lichinio might offer an way in, and there's going to be the eventual challenge from Timmy. Hot Wheels Sid can go forward. CLG still maintaining possession, but it's not going to last too long. Lichinio booms the ball back over to the blue side, and that's going to be Epic Johnny against Hot Wheels Sid. Neither will win, and Timmy's going to pick himself up a goal.
Just catching this defense off guard. Good read by Timmy. As soon as that ball comes across, he pops over the top. Johnny just had expectations, trying to get that boost over in the side boost, that 100 boost. Just nobody back on defense. And that's something that Out of Style has definitely struggled with. When they get this confidence, when they're up on offense.
Is that going to be another one? It absolutely is.
Mistakes, man.
You see it once and you can let them get away with it. You see it twice and it's suddenly a problem. Straight off the kickoff, no one covering between the ball and the net.
Just seemed like Epic Johnny wanted to go for a fake there. He had it on the inside of his car and went to cut inside of it. And just did not bite whatsoever for CLG. Able to put an easy one on net. They're up for the first time in this series.
Hot Wheels Sid looking for the tap over. That should be over to Lichinio, who has got some more passing plays going. This has been smarter thus far from Out of Style. Just need to sort out the defense, which has been pretty much the story of their entire season. Dapper takes it early, but Lichinio with the challenge. Hot Wheels Sid does end up missing this. Might open up some chances for Out of Style as they take the shot. Dapper, though, in the way. Now he can really put some pressure on as he's going to steal the mid boost. CLG have options now. Timmy launches long. He's going to be over to Dapper. This is going to be a setup. CLG can make something of this, and Timmy takes the shot. The team plays that have been missing all season for CLG are suddenly being shown over and over again.
Much better from CLG. Just that soft touch off that backboard back inside. They need to exploit the fact that Out of Style has a really rough defense. Any pressure that they get under, they just seem to fall apart. Well done by them. Dapper being the catalyst to drive that one forward.
Got players as mechanically strong as Dapper, allowing him to take the ball down and really do some damage. Actually, a very sound strategy, at least to start off with, and see if it works from there. Some of Dapper showing off some of his aerial abilities. That's a 2-goal lead for CLG. Epic Johnny just wants to try and test the defense. It's out of style, set themselves up. Lachinio taps it once, but he just doesn't have the boost to turn around. And Hato on your screen right now, he also doesn't have the boost, so he's going to be calling in Epic Johnny, who does end up losing the challenge. CLG can try and make this a 3-goal lead. There's going to be this shot, just not quite on target. Not the end of the world for CLG.
Starting to see them wake up, though. The pressure from CLG definitely showing a little bit of that confidence back. And you can see it in their play style. A lot more urgent to the ball. Touches still being thrown away a little bit, but cell passes like that. I'm okay with Dapper going for some individual plays. It's advised time for the other guys on defense.
Dapper just putting that pressure on. Coming Hato over to Lachinio. Booming clear there from the Season 1 World Champion. Looking for the tap down. Just barely missing it, but that does open up CLG to keep the pressure going. Lachinio's touch not exactly great. Out of style, have 1 minute now to find 2 goals. Lachinio with the ball in his possession. Looks to try and take it past one. He's only got 1 more to beat, but just about Hot Wheels Sid shutting that one down. Out of style. Can take advantage of lackluster clears, though, and keep this going. They need a goal, and they need it soon. They want a realistic chance of bringing this game back. Dapper, he's just going to take his time with this. Might have taken a bit too long. Follow-up from Epic Johnny isn't strong, but Lachinio with the follow-up off the post. And now Dapper on the follow. He's just going to waste as much time as he possibly can. 30 seconds remaining. Out of style, big chance.
My goodness, on a style needed that goal. Put them back within 1. That one's going to hurt, but they can't think about that now. Only 15 seconds left. They need another goal to bring it back within 1.
Both teams' touches haven't exactly been the strongest towards the end of this game. But it is a situation that will result in CLG taking game number 2. And it is still all to play for as we head into the 3rd game of this series.
Both these teams trying to avoid that bottom 2. But for CLG having a sub come in, their own destiny in their hands. I think they finally understand it here, even though Dapper at the bottom of the scoreboard, like I said, being the proponent to draw them forward. Individual plays setting up in the corner to himself, as well as those pass plays off that backboard. Really huge for us team, but Timmy, another hat trick for his team. Glad to see him step up, the one we used to call the weekend warrior.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I love that Timmy did get a hat trick, but it's impossible to ignore.
Yeah.
First 2 goals that series, out of style, gave it to them. Absolutely. I mean, it needs fixing. The idea that you should have someone between the net and the ball is something that you learned quite a while ago, but it just seemed like they were letting someone else do that role and ended up with no one taking it up. So that needs fixing. Obviously, when you give away that sort of lead, Rocket League has evolved to a point where taking 2 goals back is so difficult. We see it very rarely now compared to how we did back when Season 1, Season 2.
Right.
You can't afford those mistakes.
No, and it's, I mean, I'll give him one of the benefit of the doubt. It looked like he was going for a dribble fake or something like that on offense. And I'm okay with mixing in individual plays, but just make sure in case that stuff doesn't work out, you have someone back. There was a player to his back left that was shadowing very, very close. And it's just like, okay, if you're going to go one way, make sure the player's on the other side to back you up. Be somewhere in case that 50-50 doesn't go in your favor to make sure there's something that you can do. They're just so, I guess, heavily strung on playing offense all the time that they forget the basic things of defense. And if anything doesn't go in their way, they get punished for it almost every time.
CLG going to start off this match on the defensive and a double commit. Epic Johnny can try and put this forward, but a big challenge there from Dapper will not allow Out of Style to punish the original double commit. Now Timmy up high, looking to try and be a bit tricky with this one. He's actually set it up for Dapper to go for the shot, but it is going to be a little weak and a little bit off target. Won't necessarily test the defense too much, but Out of Style going to try and find a way out. Remember, they are the team with the weakest defense in the league right now. Putting that consistent pressure on. It's definitely a smart idea from CLG. Virginio looking for the transition. Can't quite get his second touch, and that's going to allow CLG to put themselves back forwards. It's going to be Lachinio versus Dapper. Lachinio comes up big with that. Hato with the pass over to Epic Johnny. Lovely team play to start us off here.
Unbelievable for Out of Style to get out of that circumstance. Every single player 11 boost or nothing. Dapper did a fantastic job of shutting him down in that top right corner, denying boost, and it doesn't matter. They hold on, transition it downfield, and then the confusion with those two players.
Once again, out of style, go all or nothing with their play. If that gets intercepted, no one is back. CLG gonna have to try and claw their way back into this matchup now. Epic Johnny over to Lichinio. Going to try and give that one back, and he is going to find him a little bit later on. Hato looking for the tap down. Dapper with the backflip, but there's going to be no one following up from out of style. Just over a minute played now. Pace definitely slowed down. CLG trying to find a way of removing the ball from their side. This might be an opportunity for them as Dapper chases down. It's only over to an awaiting Lichinio. Will Sid plays it out, only over to Hato. Much better positioning so far from out of style. Finally, CLG able to escape their clutches. Let's see whether or not they can turn this around now. Timmy, he's got infield options. Hot Wheels Sid, he was waiting for it. Timmy's touched too close to the orange side of the field. Won't do much. There is no one back here, and Epic Johnny's going to make it too.
A lot better from the defense of Oceania. You said it just a second ago, just waiting. And that's what they need to do. They need to be in that position to make those plays because both teams are just giving up free goals left and right.
It seems so weird that CLG would commit everyone forward. At a pace as slow as that was, there was no reason for them to have so many players out of position.
You can literally just have someone sitting around midfield, swap and boost, and then just waiting for that opportunity.
Infield pass, Dapper looks to take the shot. Two players there for the save, but Hato will be given credit. Epic Johnny plays the ball all the way to his other side of the field, just doesn't quite want to give the ball over to CLG. Hato all the way up. 7 boosts in a dream, and his dream was to just not allow a free touch. CLG trying to find a goal that can bring them back within touching distance of this game, and it's starting to run away from them. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Hato launches up high. That was touch, looking to try and open up Hot Wheels Sid. Big pinch there from him. Is there going to be a follow-up? No, Lichinio already there, taking it away, but there's a double commit over the corner. Out of style, get a lucky touch to not allow any follow-up there from CLG, who's still got ball possession. Dapper looking to go over the top of Epic Johnny. Shuts that one down. The stalwart defender for out of style, keeping them out of trouble yet again.
It's now the second time for CLG where they've got them in this same siege-style position with very minimal boost. Looks like Out-of-Style's going to get out of it again.
Not quite. CLG have kept this going for an incredibly long time, but with minimal results. Only forcing out one major save thus far. Hato with the transition. That is big now for this game. More time ticks away. Out of style. Defending well.
What a
huge
save.
save there from Lichinio. Gonna keep this at 0. Out of style seemed desperate for the one thing that has eluded them. That was a clean sheet. They will not get it. CLG's pressure too much.
Despite that crucial save, again, a clear right into the middle of the net. Much better from Timmy. We talked about if you're going to play that slow, you don't need to send everybody. He sits at the midfield, comes back in, and punishes them for it. Back within 1.
Minute 15 remaining now. Out of style. Just been taught that, yep, your defense was good there, but you can only defend for so long. Big mistake there from Epic Johnny. Are we going to be tied up? Dapper off the crossbar and in.
All it takes is a matter of seconds as Dapper just waiting patiently. Mistakes left and right from these teams. Man, is it a battle.
Remember, everything is on the line here for both of these teams. A loss for Out of Style would effectively put them out of top 6 contention. Whilst for CLG, no team has ever gone 0-4 and made it out of the bottom 2. And Lichinio's goal there might consign them to being a little bit closer to that fate.
Just a good challenge over the top, even though he doesn't get that second touch. That last-ditch effort off that wall to play it back inside. A beautiful pass. But Lichinio heating up in that midfield again, just trying to be the opponent this team needs up an offense, but we've seen anything so far this series. CLG will be quick to respond.
Absolutely, this game is anything but over as Dapper takes the shot. Lichinio forced to save, but Timmy over in the corner can try and get the setup. It's all the way out. Hot Wheels Sid chases it down. The shot, though, just a little bit too weak, and now Dapper finds himself one-on-one against Hato. The follow-up, all the way up now high. Hot Wheel Sid in the net, going to be chasing down. Lachinio's touch, not great to start off, was looking to set up the double tap. But out of style, as long as the CLG there, they would have been in a great position. The transition once again, Timmy waiting for boost. Could that cost them right now? Play all the way out, long clear. Epic Johnny though is on the case. No. He's not going to get there though, but thankfully for him, it's off the post. Lachinio, they are desperate to get rid of this ball one final time as CLG put pressure after pressure. Dapper by himself, the ball's still up high, must touch the floor. Timmy and Hot Wheel Sid both up, looking for Dapper, but taken away. Out of style are on match point.
Barely getting out of that one. You saw Epic Johnny take his time on that one. I thought it was going to sneak on by. He misread it. Didn't look like he wanted to play that across his own net, so he let it go to that back wall, but my goodness, did that give CLG a chance.
That game just ramped up to a crescendo. So slow to start us off. Both teams have taken one win up to that point. We're looking to try and fix their own mistakes. And then we hit the final few moments and it just exploded.
Yeah, despite the mistakes still coming out, CLG is taking some things into account. We saw it especially from Timmy, just waiting at the midfield, realizing that against a defense like this, you don't need to commit that much. Just sit back, wait for those mistakes to happen, and then just punish them for it.
Absolutely. So huge win there for Out of Style. Sort of proving that something that we all sort of knew, that Rocket League, when it does have some mistakes in it, is very entertaining indeed. But I'm looking at this night now, Out of Style, taking the win there. He didn't score any goals, but I really want to have a quick moment to talk about Hato. I have been so impressed with this man throughout this entire series, or this entire season. It's his first season in the RLCS. He is so low on boost per minute, yet he is scoring so many individual goals. It is a player that I feel has been sort of isolated on this team, despite having the ability to do so much more than he's allowed to.
He's a special circumstance too, considering he technically got kicked from his team in the rival series and then promoted to a team in the RLCS. So glad for him to make dividends here, trying to help out with his team. But it all comes down to this. Match point for Out of Style.
Is there still hope for Out of Style? Can they buck the history books? Go 0-4 to start off our season and maybe, just maybe, squeeze away into top 6. Timmy, he's got Dapper to the far side. That is wasteful from CLG. You've got players that you can pass to. Why not really stretch the defense? Make them look both left and right.
Especially considering Lachinio didn't have any boost and he double backed on that challenge along with the other player who does get the boost. That's two committing on nothing. Just had an opportunity, just not taking advantage.
Dapper. Taps it straight over to Timmy. Let's see more and more 1-2 plays. Looks to try and put that across the face of goal. Now Hato all the way up, looks for the tap down. 1-0, Out of Style rolling.
A beautiful shot. He misses that challenge from Timmy, but then flies up immediately. That transition game so dangerous to where it looks like CLG has the advantage. Immediately clear downfield, and they get the goal. Again, early scoring games here.
Hato, immediately after receiving praise, just says, oh, you have not seen anything yet, but Timmy going to tie us up very quickly here.
There is something about these two teams that don't care what happens, just immediately responded. Just neither of these players, looks like Lachinio's on that back wall for some reason, and then Epic Johnny's sideways.
Epic Johnny just gave way too much respect to that. He just saw Timmy with the ball and went, I'm not going towards that one. Needed to get there for the challenge, but once again, he's going to make the most of it. These two teams, it's just a goal fiesta.
I feel like these guys just want to see that new goal explosion. It has nothing to do with gameplay. They're just like, yep, bone in. I want to hear it again.
We're certainly seeing plenty of it. 2-1. The tied game did not exactly last all that long, as we have another game with 3 goals in just under a minute. Out of Style would love to try and add a third to their tally as quickly as they possibly can. But it's going to be Lachinio rotating all the way back. Does fake out the challenge. Calls Epic Johnny off the ball as he tries to clear away. Epic Johnny on the follow, but it's going to be Hot Wheel Sid. Big challenge there from him. Johnny to Lachinio. Does get challenged, but he didn't commit too hard. Can now go off the wall. Pencil flip reset. Can put the smile forwards. Follow up, not quite there. Hato is against 2. The double commit. CLG might be able to get something from this as Timmy taps it all the way down. 2-all.
Opportunity there from Out of Style, just thrown away.
That's the best double commit I've ever seen.
Hey man, if it works, it works.
Absolutely. Just get forward, put the brick wall, and it does set up.
Do it again, Shogun. We're all tied up yet again.
Neither team has been overly convincing in this series, but both teams are chasing a desperate win here. Chinio looking to Johnny. Johnny over to Hato. Can all three players? No, Hato pulls himself off. Smart there from him.
Really good decision.
He was always going to lose. Looking for the pinch. Not quite as powerful as they were hoping, but still almost as dangerous. That was incredibly brave there, CLG. Just watching the ball bounce off their post. Follow up. Here's Lachinio. He's got time and he's got space, and now he has boost. Consistent series of challenges.
Much better there. You saw Lachinio go for the dribble. Hato decides to play a little bit patient, wait for it to fail. If it does, they can bring it back, able to maintain that possession. Much better job than what we saw previously.
Hato. Clearing the ball to the side. Lachinio looking for Epic Johnny. These passing plays from out of style, making use of the amount of possession they've been given so far, but the goal scoring shall continue. Hot Wheels Sid going to turn this to a 3-2 game.
Despite those pass plays, just nothing from them. The CLG transitioned it downfield, win a challenge, and then immediately the back of the net. Seems to be that CLG a lot more conservative, but it's paying off.
Not as well right now. Outstyle committing so many forwards that whenever you just boom a clear, they're already chasing all the way back. That means you have an advantage in the challenge. Epic Johnny gets his shot saved. Hot Wheels Sid has certainly stepped to the plate a lot more than we've seen previous substitutions. Dapper stealing the boost over in the corner. Might not mean too much, however, as CLG find the ball back over in their side. Huge challenge there from Hato. Lachinio now goes infield. Hato not quite there for that. Long clear. Lachinio once again happy to clear long. This is definitely a strategy from CLG. Keep the ball away from their side. But they might get punished for it now, depending on how well Out of Style can rotate the shot. Inches away from being a real nuisance. But Out of Style just couldn't quite keep the rotation going. And now CLG have managed to transition back over to the orange side. Hot Wheels Sid, though, leaving that lone. He could have definitely been first to that one. Maybe noticing a little bit of tension on the side of Out of Style. They are not being anywhere near as creative as we head towards the final few moments of the game.
Well, you can see the lapse in offense from Out of Style. CLG is picking up on it. They recognize that once Lachinio usually goes back, there's another player rotating with them. Lachinio uses a ton of boost. But because of that, there's no one there to pressure. It's usually only one player, so they just let it waste. Bring it back downfield and get ready for an attack.
For a clear, but Hato is on such low boost right now. Going to make life for Out of Style even more difficult. Still trailing by 1 goal as we head towards the final 30 seconds. Might not be for much longer as Epic Johnny almost got there, but once again, everyone from Out of Style committed. They have to rotate back. Big demo. Hot Wheels Sid, though, with the strike, and could very well seal the fate of Out of Style. This could very well be going to Game 5.
I honestly thought that demo was going to be the major part of that play. Being able to shut down that offense altogether, but it doesn't matter. Again, taking advantage of that solo play.
Lachinio, every single time in that defense, he is waiting for the ball to be played out to him. The big problem with that is that if the ball or any sort of mistake happens on the side of Out of Style, he is not available to react, and those mistakes are coming thick and fast.
What has been a complete 180 of this series. CLG seems to be finding it. Hot Wheels Sid fitting in correctly.
And Timmy capping off what is now his 100th game in the RLCS with a hat-trick. I'm sure us as analysts, though, are the only ones paying attention to that because he is on the field worrying about what the future of CLG holds. I can tell you what our future holds, and that is a Game 5. This is all but tight, all but finished.
Out of Style really needs to figure out what's going on. Just throwing it away at this point. You can tell they're probably focused on game number 5. But a lot to fix, and it all starts with that defense.
Lachinio going to take his time. He already knows that this game is over. He's going to have 60 seconds now to really talk it out and figure out what they can do as we are going to be heading into Game 5. Timmy, that one's for you. 100th game. He's got 4 goals for that, and he deserves it.
Still the CLG team, and we want to talk about how much they've changed it up just over the course of a couple games. Spacing the field a heck of a lot better, recognizing that they have time to make these decisions and have completely stopped committing that many on offense, because in all reality, they just don't need to.
No, not at all, and we are looking at games like this. Hot Wheels Sid running rampant. 5 assists for him. He's got to be feeling pretty good about himself right now. Took a little while to really warm up and get the rest of the team to really figure out how to play with him. It's not very often that teams do play scrims with substitutes, because it's just not something we see very often. I mean, last time we saw a sub was Blues last season when he was taking part for Ghost Gaming.
Right. And
apart from that, I haven't seen it much since.
No, it's just not a situation like you said that we see. But for him, I mean, Hot Wheels Sid has been a player for the longest time that a lot of people back when he first started considered him as one of the best players in North America. And obviously that's a lot time ago, and players like Squishy and stuff have come in through. But it's one of those situations where he used to be a player that could literally carry a team in a lobby on his own. It was unreal. So for him to kind of take that time off, you can definitely see the change in play. But for his teammates to recognize his capabilities and just say, you know what, man, like, be a part of the team, do your thing. Because too many times when you see a sub come in, they just shove him in the corner and say, you know what, just play defense. And that's when mistakes come in. And CLG's not doing that. They're allowing him to make touches, get some confidence, play a little bit more warm, and it's definitely paying off.
Well, Hot Wheels Sid, all those years ago at time now, was part of the failure to launch team back in the RLC Pro League. They had a terrible start.
A name I've not heard in a long time.
They had an absolutely horrific start, and they're able to turn it around at the very last moment they could possibly do so, and made it to the playoffs. Can he be the facilitator that allows CLG to turn their fortunes around and give them hope at reaching top 6? We're starting off this game on the defensive, as CLG seems to be doing quite often. Tap straight down. Hato, though, doesn't believe in that touch quite enough to be moving himself too far forward. Double commit. Epic Johnny's going to be tasked with defending this by himself. He's going to have to try and waste some time as well. His team just getting back right now.
Absolutely crucial from Epic Johnny on that one. He manages to collect 2 of those 12 boost pads. Just enough to get behind that ball and play it outside. Lifestyle here to breathe again.
What a play!
Big save there, Epic Johnny. Brick wall of defense. Now Chilio looking for the transition. He's got it over to Hato. Big challenge win there. CLG on the defensive. So we just finished off minute number 1. Timmy looking for the clear. He's got Dapper in support on the wall. Does end up missing, but Timmy can keep this going. He's on 0 boost. Trying to turn it into a challenge. Double commit once again from CLG out of style. Try and transition this. Hato, ball on his hood. He's got everyone closing him down though. CLG double committing again, but having the boost to recover. That could be going all the way in. Hot Wheels Sid just needs to get to it. Attempts to pinch it off the post. Not the cleanest start to game number 5. Both teams have had looks at the net, but neither team able to convert.
Just seems to be that Johnny is trying to take a page out of Hato's book. Isn't doing it as well. He's hesitating on a lot of these challenges. Despite having the support behind him, he needs to lead the charge, create that 50-50. Allow his teammates to swoop in. Hato's doing it just because he recognizes that it's not beneficial.
All the way out. Timmy, he's got Hot Wheels Sid, but immediately shut down by Epic Johnny. He seems more and more sure of himself. This could drop all the way down. Timmy, huge goal, 1-0 to CLG.
Timmy showing up huge for this 100th game. Just a pass up, nobody there. He's gonna read it on his own, but to get that pass, just touch it just right to play it to the outside. That's exactly what CLG needs though. Early starts for them have been extremely beneficial. This round of style, this is when the pressure starts to show, the mistakes start to come out.
We've got to remember, this is out of style versus CLG, a series that has not exactly been very consistent with low-scoring games. So 1-0 would be against tradition, and as I say it, Epic Johnny turns it in, big block shot.
Just trying to see where he comes from this one. He actually was behind Lucinio, rotating back in the net. Just recognizes that ball dropping down, gets to it as quickly as possible. Ends up paying out. Again, a goal immediately responded by the other team.
Epic Johnny seems to be evolving now. He's gone from a stalwart defender to a player that can defend and shoot with the exact same move. I would be terrified of him in a couple of seasons' time if he keeps improving like that. Now he's going to take the ball on the wall. Challenge there from Timmy. Not going to work. Moves over to Dapper. 2 minutes and 20 remaining now. Dapper looking to try and follow up after the demo attempt. It's another big clear. Hot Wheels Sid might not be in position for this, as he has kept the ball loose. Hato looking to go for the setup, but Hot Wheels Sid already on the wall, ready and waiting. Lachinio, he's got options. He chooses himself. He's set it up. Looking for the play all the way out. Epic Johnny looking for the block. Can't quite turn it in though. Dapper half rotates. It's going to be Hato taking over. Out of style with the better of the opportunities right now. Can they convert it to a crucial goal for themselves as Hot Wheels Sid? Huge challenge. Puts it over to Timmy. Epic Johnny can't quite get that follow-up though with a big block from Hato. N10 gameplay right now. CLG will have the opportunity to recover the ball, but only for a second. Lachinio with the shot. Crucial 2-1.
Absolutely beautiful shot from Lachinio, but it all started with Epic Johnny being on that back corner, reads that perfectly and plays it inside. Just giving him a beautiful dish of a pass, serving it up back of the net. Out of style strikes, now up to CLG.
Timmy just stood still and watched as it went past it. Don't you assume low boost. As Epic Johnny picks himself up the savior medal. Just under 80 seconds remaining now. Lachinio, ball up high. A goal right now for CLG ties us up. A goal for our style all but ends it. Dapper puts it up high. There's going to be no follow-up, but it's going to be Timmy. Merely a glancing shot from him. Not going to trouble the outer style defense. Dapper has got one. He does not have the boost to try and follow up. What a clear. Crucial clear at that, but mistakes coming out from out of style. This is a shaky end to the game from them. Dapper will turn it in.
What a play from Dapper. A lot of it has been assisting from Hot Wheels Sid, but this time Dapper takes it alone. Able to play it past that last goalie, all tied up. Game number 5 in a battle between CLG and Out of Style, just trying to get their first win.
46 remaining. And right now, this can go either way. This has been a shootout of a series between both of these teams. Lachinio, not too sure why he went for that. He was on 0 boost, off the crossbar and in. What a goal from Timmy.
Unbelievable shot to come across and play that upside down and then go bar down and in. What a moment with only 30 seconds left.
CLG could be about to pick up a huge coup here. Hot Wheels Sid with the shot. Now Out of Style have gone from 1 minute and 30 left where they only had to hold on to the lead. Now with 20 seconds, need to find some way of breaking down CLG. Playing over to the side, Dapper can't quite get contact. Hato, he's not won the race to the boost though. That means Dapper can transition over to the other side of the field. CLG have been forced to scratch and claw. Lachinio double tap off the crossbar. Incredible end to here, but Counter Logic Gaming take the win.